Well, look at that. First few seconds and technical issue. Good evening and welcome to the Society. It's not the Society without a technical issue. Our weekly Vaesen RPG campaign. My name is Loki and I will be your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this. How many episodes of this have we got into now? Chapter 6, Episode 5. And I hope that we delight, fright, and intrigue you with mystery and adventure. So without further ado, let's meet our cast.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm playing Signy Valebrook, the Sorceress.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Maximilian Fjellbach, the paranormal investigator.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton, the officer.
We have a number of people we would like to thank for all the resources and contributions that they have provided to tonight's episode. The link should appear in the Twitch chat or in the details below if you're catching up on our YouTube.
Our virtual tabletop tonight is the incredible Roll20, featuring their dynamic lighting feature, inbuilt character sheets, and virtual dice roller. Go check them out at roll20.net. In addition, our maps were created using Dungeon Fog and some of the amazing assets there.
Keep going! Pretend everything's fine!
Our character art was created by the extremely talented Shusha, who you should go and check out on Instagram at ShushaUK. That's ZSU-ZSA-UK. Our game tokens and dice roller tokens come from the Vaesen RPG rulebook by Free League and from the amazing artist Johan Egerkrans.
Music and ambient sound throughout the stream come from Tabletop Audio and Kevin McLeod at Incop Tech, all provided via the Roll20 Jukebox. You can check both these amazing artists out via their websites at tabletopaudio.com and incoptech.com.
Yay! We did it! We were a little rusty, having had a little bit of time off,
Yeah.
but you know what? We got the whole way through, technical issues and all. Let's hit the intro. Welcome back. When last we left our brave souls, they had split the party. Two of our society members had made their way to the house of Yannick, also known as the Darkling. A strange specialist who'd been brought in to help with the dam and the mysterious deaths that had occurred there. Our third society member made their way into the wilds in the mountain to try and find Gaetir and maybe even the Elver. And our split party find two sides of the same coin, except it is not a coin, it is a catastrophe, and very shortly it will come upon the town of Hammerfest. For the darkling, Yannick intends to protect the dam and finish the project at all costs. Using his enslaved creatures as an army, he fully intends to exterminate the Elver. But the Elver are not powerless, and they have spoken with the mountain. The mountain has promised a great flood will pour down the mountainside and wipe the town from the face of the earth. Now our brave souls find themselves at a tipping point. Do they help the Elver and destroy the town, or do they help the Darkling and eradicate a species from the earth? And as if all of that is not complicating enough, the Darkling has just made a rather terrifying and yet intriguing offer to one of our brave souls. It appears Yannick knows that Signy has a little problem. For Signy has a spurtus, a curse. And Yannick has offered to help her, but only if Signy chooses the right side. And so we rejoin our adventurers in Yannick's living room.
You can help.
Of course.
You can really help.
Of course I can.
But you know I can't give it to you.
And I wouldn't want it. I'm assuming you're the second owner. You do know what happens to the third, right?
Kind of.
Then allow me to enlighten you. Whomever you gift your little friend to is doomed. For your little friend will climb inside their ear and into their mind, devouring the brain and inhabiting the body like a parasite.
So, what's the other option?
Why, kill it, of course.
And you've done this before?
You're not the first afflicted one I've ever met.
And you'll stop the Colonel from drowning?
Oh, yes. That little debacle. Have you finished your tea, Colonel?
I'm assuming I have.
Well, I don't know, have you? That's your call.
Yeah, I've been drinking the tea.
Good. You should be right as rain right now. Well, one hopes, anyway. We'll find out in a matter of minutes. I do hope you don't keel over and drown on my floor. It'd be rather unfortunate. The tea should have sorted you.
So, you're going to war with the Elver. You have the answer to Signy's problem. Is there anything you don't know?
Yes. A great many things. Mostly what you're going to do. You see, the three of you are a little bit of a wild card. Signy not so much. She's a sensible young woman. I know that she will make the right decision.
And there's no way it's more sensitively.
Sensitively? What do you want to do? Serve them an eviction notice?
You see, I am, as I said, conflicted. I like to see industry prosper, as it is my background.
Well then let industry prosper, and we will eradicate the demons in the process.
Yet I have
Win-win.
seen war. I know that it is bad for both sides. You do this, and what is the collateral damage? How many innocent people here will get injured by your doing?
Well, none.
Why do you say none?
Well, because
War?
well, I won't hurt any of the innocents in the village. None whatsoever.
And you think the Elver won't? They've already proven that they will.
And that is why it is all the more important that we eradicate them quickly.
When do you plan to attack them?
I don't know yet. It all depends on what you decide to do.
I would like to have a word with our third party member. Discuss this thoroughly.
There you go. I have a glamorous assistant helping me with the sunshine. As you say that, there is a knock on the door. I'm now going to make my glamorous assistant run back to... There is a knock on the door. Yannick turns. Oh. I wonder who that could be. Please do make yourselves comfortable. I will be right back. And he gets up and leaves the room. Max, what are you doing?
Panting at the front door.
You hear the door begin to open. Are you going to, like, quickly straighten up and sort out your cloak?
Oh, absolutely. That's already straightened.
The door opens and you see Yannick. Hello. Oh. It's you.
And it's you.
Well, who else did you think you would find here? Apart from your friends, of course.
Maybe the baker? The butcher or the candlestick maker, perhaps?
I'm assuming you wish to come in and see your friends?
Yes.
Well. Come in then. We're in the living room. And he kind of lazily motions towards the door.
It's odd to see a house without a parlour these days.
He closes the door behind you.
Is he wearing his phylactery locket still?
Yes.
Okay. I make my way to the living room. A, to check that the Colonel is actually still breathing. And B, to make sure the Sickney isn't stealing everything in the house.
The girl would be making sure of that. Come on.
You're too busy trying to not to die
Not
in Max's
drown.
eyes. Yeah.
How am I feeling on that?
I mean, you haven't coughed since you drank the tea.
My nose cured? Question mark.
Oh. Thank the Elva. You haven't drowned.
Not yet.
The frogs send their regards.
I kind of just nod my head.
Do sit down. You're making the place look a little untidy.
I prefer to stand. I've been running a while. I need to stand.
I suggest you sit down. You look rather pale.
I'm fine, I can assure you of that.
Oh, well, I do hope so. I would rather you didn't keel over on my carpet.
It doesn't look like it would be a comfortable place to keel, so I shall remain upright.
He comes into the room with... He moves in a way that makes you... makes you realise he thinks about everything. Every word, every gesture, every action is controlled and thought out. And he sits down and he says, "Where were we? Ah, yes, you were saying that you wanted to speak to your other counterpart?" And then he motions towards Max.
Well, it's always best to hear the deal from the horse's mouth, so why don't you enlighten my party member of what you wish to do?
Of course. The deal is simple. You either help, or alternatively, don't try to interfere in the plans to eradicate the Elva completely, ensure the protection of the town, ensure the completion of the dam, ensure the sanctity of the local area, and in doing so, I will help your friend with her little problem.
Surely a night in prison will help her with her little problem. Sticky fingers and all of that.
There's no need to play coy or dumb with me. I'm very well aware that your friend is afflicted with a spurtus.
I know she smells a bit, but that's very rude to say that she's afflicted with a spurtus. Are you a doctor by any chance? Max has no idea what he's on about because he's not heard the voice, nor has he been party to it. Max is just going to go on this whole kind of almost this. He's going to be very. He's going to just end up insulting poor Signy a lot in his understanding of what a spurtus is.
Yes, well, moving on.
I have a counter proposal. If the Elva are so worried about losing their home, as they do have a right to live, they have been here longer than we have. How about if you're already building one dam, why not build a secondary one around their enclosure, perhaps, so that they do not need to be eradicated, no war needs to be fought, and it's more money for the Colonel's investment of steel. No one else needs to die. The forest stays lush and green, and the spirits of the land are kept sated.
An excellent idea. There's only one problem.
And what is that?
Hell's spawn and minions cannot be allowed to endure. So why would we waste the creation of a second dam to save them? Plus, a second dam further upstream would slow the flow of the water, thus reducing the effectiveness of the
you mean
hydroelectric.
Not a large dam, just a small semicircular enclosure around the bank. Wouldn't slow the river at all.
I think you
And
misunderstand the key point. They cannot be allowed to continue existing. It's as simple as that.
Why do you believe that these are hellspawn?
Why don't you?
The same way that the dog is not hellspawn, the same way as a cow is not hellspawn, though it's different from us, it's not inherently evil. It is another creature.
Another creature who decided to fill a dam filled with innocent workers with water, using evil and unnatural magics to drown every single one of those dam workers, and then just left like none of that mattered. You do not think this is evil?
I have seen this in war countless times. In other, a lot worse
And
situations.
did you not think it was evil in war as well?
They are still people. I do not see them as hellspawn.
But these aren't people, are they? They are creatures.
And that makes them hellspawn, for they are different from us.
And murderous, unpredictable, destructive, unnatural.
Sounds like humanity to me. Or the French.
Good job I haven't sworn to destroy humanity then.
For them to be hellspawn, don't you have to believe in hell first? As the only hell I believe in is the goddess of the underworld, keeper of the dead.
How unfortunate for you.
As do most of the town, in fact. There be not a church here.
What people believe is irrelevant. You see, hell believes in you, whether you believe in it or not.
I believe you've given us plenty to think about. Give us time to mull this over.
Well, do be quick, won't you? lest more innocent lives are lost while we sit twiddling our thumbs, waiting for your decision.
We will be as quick as we can.
I guess that is the best I can ask for. Any more tea?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, don't let me keep you.
I wonder, actually, your chain, it would go brilliantly on my cloak. I'm just wondering where you got that.
It was a gift from a very dear friend.
And who are they? Because I'd like one.
I'm not on the right page in my GM notes. One moment, please. It was my dear friend, Gunn.
Is that G-U-N-N?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
My dear friend Gunn. We go a long way back. Family friends, in fact.
Perfect. And whereabouts could I find them, roughly? Because I very much like a chain like that.
You misunderstand. My friend does not make the chains. He is but the gifter. I imagine that would be from a jeweler in the town of Tornio.
Thank you. Must be off.
Yes, you're very welcome. Now do think very carefully, won't you?
Yes.
Well, let me show you out. And he stands up and begins to make his way towards the front door. Do you follow?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
He opens the front door and kind of shows you out. What's the order of your exit?
I'm probably at the back, keeping an eye on Signy to make sure she's not doing anything.
And Signy's in front of me.
Okay.
Oh, what?
So you
Me
all
first.
are ushered out onto the. You're all ushered out onto the street, and then he says, "Oh, before you go, if you're going to think about it very carefully, you should have all the facts." Dear girl, one day, your little friend is either going to kill every single person that you love, have loved, and will love, and all of those around you, or it will crawl inside your ear, devour your brain, and take over your body. I wish you luck. And he just shuts the door.
Let's move. I just want to get as far away from this house as possible.
Alright, you spill out onto the streets of Hammerfest, where the electric lighting casts an amber glow over all things. Where are you headed?
To the house. Is where I'm trying to drag everyone to.
I will silently follow you anywhere.
Wow, that's the outside town.
Oh. I know why. Just one moment, please, while I sort out some stream things. All right. Okay. There you go. Please feel free to move your token where you wish to go.
Retreat straight round to Vivica's house.
Okay.
I'm not stopping. I'm hardly speaking on the way either.
Okay. When you arrive at Vivica's house, you knock on the door. And a few moments later, Vivica opens the door. I should probably get you a key, shouldn't I, so that you can come and go as you please.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Well, don't thank me yet. I haven't found another key. Come in. You look awful, all of you. Tea?
Not me, I hope.
No, of course not. You're looking fabulous as ever.
Thank you.
The offer for tea still stands, though.
Please. But maybe have a moment in private. But my little group. We've had an interesting offer
Oh?
that we need to discuss, and without prying ears from other people. Not to offend you, of course.
No worries at all. Business is business. I'm glad your meeting at the dam has gone so successfully. Please, plonk yourselves in the parlour. I'll be in the kitchen waiting for you.
Thank you, Vera. I'll head over to the parlour, and once we're all inside, kind of close the door behind us.
Okay.
First, Signet.
Key. Dokie.
What is this, Bertus? Is this empty box you've been showing us?
Or is it a hernia that's sticking out the side and just going green?
Look, I've been trying to show you both. I don't know why you can't see it.
It's because you don't lift up your top. You see, a hernia's on the skin. Is it a
I'm not
lesion, perhaps?
sick. I get that you don't like me. I'm not crazy. I'm not sick. I need this thing gone. And if he can help me.
We have
What
others
cost?
that might be able to do something.
You don't even know what it is. He clearly does. I've never even heard the name before, and he knew what it was called.
But we can find out. We have libraries.
But I don't have time.
Gated. How much time do you think you require?
He seems to be the only one that knows anything.
I wouldn't trust him. Members of his order have tried to kill us. Still tried to kill us.
And he hasn't told you what you need to do.
He'll probably cut you up into pieces just to see how you're able to see it.
I wouldn't have gone that far. But the members of his order are incredibly selfish.
But no one else will want it, so why wouldn't they help me?
because if it furthers their agenda in some way, they will use you to further it.
Perhaps even letting it burrow into your ear and eat out your brains to see how it works.
Or maybe even gifting it to someone that they want to control.
By the way, I met with both Gaetir and the Elva. The Elva first, who are dwindling in numbers, but I must warn you, they are awakening the mountain and are going to send down a landslide or flood, one or the other. They weren't really sure. But bearing in mind, Vaesen live in the mountain, probably not going to question what they are doing. Gaetir, on the other hand, the phylactery that he holds on the chain, did you recognize it from the train?
I did.
Gaetir wants it destroyed.
It's understandable.
Whether we destroy him in order to destroy it, I don't mind. I don't really like him.
I can't say I'm his biggest fan.
Accident in the woods, perhaps?
But if we stop him, everyone drowns.
I still think the dam around the Elva would work.
Try
We haven't got
convincing
enough.
them.
We haven't got enough time to build it. If they've already spoken with the mountain, this may already be happening out of our control. Do you really believe the Elva will stop now? No matter what we say or do?
No.
Even if we get rid of him,
According to
could they?
according to Gaetir, they're very unruly. And
I
everything
feel-
that I've read on the way here suggests the same. They're one of those types of people.
I feel this flood is coming no matter what. Which means this whole town is going to be wiped out.
We could just load everybody onto ships and tie him to a mast on the top. So the flood just takes him. Say that we're geologists and the mountain is unstable. Everyone has to leave in 48 hours or they'll all drown.
I think we've got less time than that.
GM, is there a fjord nearby?
Ooh. Well, yes, actually. The dam straddles one.
And would they have... Obviously, like, the Guranga incident of 1911 hasn't happened yet.
Nope.
But would there have been something similar?
Yes, probably. Like, people would be aware that the fjords can sometimes be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. I relay this information, obviously, to the Colonel and Signy. Basically, what I was on about is that when a fjord collapses, because of the high walls, it can create a wave up to about 80 meters high.
Mm-hmm. Which is why they have tsunami warning systems all throughout Norway.
There.
Surprise! Random fact!
So if they do flood the mountain, as they say, even if we're out on boats, it could still be an issue.
The best thing to do is to get everybody to high ground. If they bring down the side of the mountain into the fjord, nothing will outrun it.
What did they say would make them stop?
I don't think they have they, GM?
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, then we need to talk to them.
I can take you back to them.
Colonel, your power, like, can't you convince them to stop building the dam? there's an issue, there's something. Stop the steal, like...
This...
What's the point in money and power if you can't do anything?
This is very
Good
true.
question.
This Janek, he just wants war. He doesn't care that there are people down here.
That's all the Rosencross actually want.
All he cares about is killing the Elver. Not that the dam restarts, it's just a means to the end. Means to an end. Even if we
But we
manage to convince them that the dam could be stopped, I say that we can't supply them with steel for whatever reason. They could still attack. I think the question we need to ask ourselves now is how we save all these people here. Their innocents aren't involved in this.
If he goes, will they stop?
I have a feeling, because you can do the same as I can. Now we're away from the dam and all of those wardings. You, and I look at Signy direct in the eyes, like, try and contact them. See if you can get anything further from them that I can't.
Okay. I can try.
They might tell you what could be required. Also, see if they can just move slightly further up the bank. It's a beautiful little patch. But if they just need their rosebush digging up and moving, I'll get a fork and do it tomorrow. Like,
Can try. What are we offering them? To get rid of him?
get rid of him, move them, find them a better home. Ask them not to flood the town while us in it. My cloaks aren't waterproof. Well, this one is certainly not.
It's very strange what you people with money think is important. So, Colonel, should I try?
Yes. If you feel it.
Do you promise you can help me?
Yes. I'll do everything in my power to help you.
Okay. I will set myself up, I guess, and try and contact the Elva.
Okay. Are you just going to plonk yourself on the floor in the parlour?
Pretty much, yep.
Like, what does it look like? How does Signy contact the other side?
I mean, considering it's always been a bit of a show up till this point. This time, because she now knows it's real, she's literally just gonna kneel on the floor. Necklaces in her hands. She's got the ones with the roses in that she kept. So that's the one she's focusing on. And she's really gonna put no show on this time. She's just focusing. She gives the rose petals a bit of a smell to draw her focus. And then she reaches out.
Okay. As Signy reaches out into the other world, there is a strange and quite abrupt silence that falls on what you imagine to be the entire town. All of the sounds of the outside that you kind of weren't paying any attention to, you suddenly notice when they become absent. And that silence lasts only but a moment before a far off rumbling, like the sound of thunder, rolls gently into the town. The rumbling intensifies. It grows a little louder, and suddenly you hear a great many things. Anything that isn't nailed down begins to shake, just gently, but enough. The paintings on the walls, the ornaments tinkling away where they're sitting. You all feel the floor kind of move from underneath you, as if you had thought there was another step as you were climbing a flight of stairs, or you had been looking at something and walking in the other direction, and your brain suddenly caught up with its confusion. It is a strange and curious sensation. The feeling of suddenly moving yet standing completely still. And then it passes, just as quickly as it came. The small tremor comes to an end.
I don't think it's going to be a problem convincing everybody to get to higher ground.
Signy, was that you? Then
I can't reach them.
Then I feel, gather your things, we're leaving.
I'll go and let Vivica know.
I'll deal with Vivica.
Okay.
Gather your cogs.
Good point. And Max just disappears upstairs.
I will run to Vivica. She said she was waiting in the kitchen.
As soon as you come into the kitchen, you see Vivica wide-eyed, and she says, "Was this a tremor? Did you feel that as well, or was it just me? I must admit, I have been in the wine cellar. I am a little inebriated."
Yes. The whole town felt that.
Oh, good, because I've only had one glass. I thought I was losing my touch.
Vivica, and I literally just grab her shoulders. Part of the mountain has collapsed. There is a flood heading this way. We must head to higher ground
Oh,
now.
don't be ridiculous.
My friend, the one with all the cloaks, he is a geologist. One of the reasons we are here was to study the area as well for the dam. We must head to higher ground. He saw something earlier.
Well, do you know what? We haven't rolled much this evening.
I knew that was coming. I was like, as soon as you said it, I was like, he's going to get you to roll.
Give me an inspiration or a manipulation check.
Oh, fuck.
You have a help, by the way. A help.
Yes,
was
you have a help.
purchased.
Let's see. Inspiration or manipulation? Inspiration.
Yes!
That's it.
It's a double. That's a double success.
Oh my god.
I barely believe it.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you.
I barely believe it. Okay.
What, there's an extra for that. Okay. Oh, it's just heals conditions. That's not very useful right now.
Okay. She looks at you very wide-eyed, and she says, Then we need to leave. Right now.
We need to get to higher ground.
But what about the villagers? What about the townsfolk?
Is there an alarm system here?
No. There's nothing like that at all. Do we run?
We're gonna have to run.
Well, don't just stand there. I'm not putting on a pot of tea for the mountains. Let's go. Although I need to change my shoes. Let's go. And she is up like a shot, and she starts like head running through the house to go and basically grab shoes and a coat.
I'll run back to Signy. I'm guessing Signy's in the same place.
No, I went to my bedroom. So you won't find me.
Oh, right, well, I ran back in that room. Realised she wasn't there. I went, good.
Would like to look in her box and see if it's in there. And
you open the box, and the box is empty.
Are you here?
Are you looking for me?
I don't have time for games. Can you help at this time with anything?
What do you need?
I don't even know. I mean, can you kill people? Can you stop floods? What? You hear everything.
Yes.
You know we're in trouble.
Yes. And I can kill people. And I can stop floods. I can bring people back. I can make them fall in love. Grow old, grow young. What do you want? And I'll do it.
I just want everyone to live. The flood to not happen, the Elva to live, the people to live. And we need Janet. Okay. I'll probably regret this, but for now, can you stop the flood?
Done.
And just destroy the dam completely?
That I can't.
do.
Okay. But you can stop the flood.
What flood?
The one that's coming.
There isn't one coming.
There isn't?
Nope.
But they said... Okay. What was that tremor?
The mountain wakes.
Okay.
Did you want me to kill someone?
No. Forget I said it.
Oh no. I will remember everything.
Just forget the conversation. I'm gonna shut the box.
I'm the only one that can help you.
How?
There's just silence.
I'm gonna throw the box in the bag and all my other bits.
I'm gonna to Signy's door to knock on it to make sure she's alright.
I will come running out of my room.
Are you packed? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. There's not a flood coming.
What? How do you know?
I just know.
Signy, I'm gonna need a lot more than that.
Do you want me to kill him?
Do we want... I don't even believe I'm saying this, but do we need Janet dead? Now.
At some point, we can sort that out later. At the moment we have a flood to deal with, but you're saying that there's not one.
There's no flood. The Spurters told me.
That the Spurters tell the truth all the time.
I mean, it has no reason to
Always. Always tell the truth.
lie. It has no reason to lie.
I'm the only one that can help you.
Am I hearing this, or is this
Nope.
completely...
It's only Signy hears the spell. It's awful.
Signy,
Mm-hmm.
not a flood coming. We can gather our plans if we can work out some way of taking out Yannick without having to use whatever you have in your box to spurt us.
Okay.
But only if there's not a flood coming.
He said there's no flood.
And he has no reason to lie. Other than the fact that if we stay here, it will kill us all.
Well, he definitely doesn't want me dead.
Okay.
Maybe We need to get Yana.
I also need to backtrack on Panic and Vivica. About the flood, that's not.
I should say that Vivica appears in the hallway, like with an army surplus coat and like a backpack, like walking shoes, the whole shebang. Like this lady's ready to run for her life.
Be with Vivica. I'm going to run to Max's room and pound on the door and just kind of let myself in and close the door quickly behind me.
How dare you enter a lady's room when she's not dressed?
You are currently playing the role of a geologist.
Oh, I
You
didn't
have
know we were
realised
into roleplay now, Colonel.
After you've checked your instruments, you realise there is not a flood coming.
Is there not?
According to the Spiritus, there is not a flood coming.
Okay, so the hernia told us there's no flood.
The hernia has told us that there's not a flood coming. Like, there's sweat coming down the Colonel's brow at this point.
Because of the geology roleplay, or?
I mean, it looks sucks, but that's...
You got the sass tonight is high.
You have checked your instruments. You have found that there is not a flood coming. I need you to say this to Vivica.
Okay.
As convincingly as possible, please.
Best poshest cloak. Got it. Okay. I'll even put on my best British accent.
Not full roleplay. She knows your voice.
Oh.
You can save that roleplay for later. Look,
Ooh.
Gage here would love it.
You hear Vivica's voice in the hallway as she encounters Signy. Come on, dear, we have to go. There's a flood coming.
I just go along with it for now. What the plan is.
Yeah, so I pop on my best cloak. I'm ready. Mr. DeVille.
I will open the door really slowly. I will calmly walk out with the air of annoyance around me. If I can. Vivica, if you wouldn't mind cracking open some more wine rather than tea.
Now is not the time to be drinking. Now is the time to be running for our lives.
I do apologize, my good lady. Unfortunately, what happened was a tremor, I believe, from the mountainside. It is a precursor to what may happen very shortly, however. As far as I'm aware, and what my instincts are telling me now, there is no imminent danger. But the moment that there is, I shall carry you up the mountainside on the back of the Colonel myself.
Sweat continues to run down the Colonel's brow.
I'm gonna need a manipulation roll. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna need one.
Did you get help from me, at least?
Oh, there is a help.
There is a
From
help
Chad.
already. Yeah. What is just a manipulation?
Yeah, just manipulation.
Oh, please. This is like the acting job of a lifetime. Oh, fuck's sake! Is she not convinced anyway because of the Colonel
Okay.
and his double success?
Colonel, you see a look go across Vivica's face. It is a look that you have only seen once before.
Uh-huh.
It is the look of someone who realizes that they are part of some cruel and entirely unnecessary practical joke that has led to them being functionally dressed in the presence of company and publicly in the presence of said company made to look a little silly. I hope that there is a little bit more sweat.
You have no idea.
From the
I feel like the uniform has now started to see.
She looks at you. She then looks at Max with the same look. And then she looks at Signy. And her lips just tighten each time she looks at someone. And she says very calmly, I see. Well, look at the time. I simply must retire. If you want wine, find it yourselves. And she turns and she walks quite firmly away from all of you, leaving you in the hallway.
Colonel turns to the with a similar face. If I have burnt this bridge with one of my dearest friends, he turns to Sidney. There better not be a flood now. Turns to Max. Is there any way that we can stop this? That you can think of the slightest opportunity?
Kill the town. Destroy the dam. Dig up a rose bush. Take some salt. There's your options. One or the other, unfortunately, as per Yannick, one or the other will die.
How I see this standing now. Even if Yannick was to die, whatever the Mountain Awakening has done, this town is doomed to die. Unless you can stop them. So if we kill Yannick, if we can show them his head, will it stop the flood?
Well, that, I believe, if we break the flask, it would release those under his control, under his thrall, at least. And if you were able to convince, say, the dam people to move the dam somewhere else, or even perhaps to put the hydroelectric closer to the town, rather than as far back as it is. Maybe that could help. I do not know the ways of hydroelectric, unfortunately. I do not know how it works. That is not my expertise. The Elva
Nor is
want
it
blood.
mine.
Blood for blood in their eyes.
So. If we were to kill Yannick, or take away his power, so that the Elva could have their way with him, I will not be able to convince them to move the dam. The building work is already far too underway to be able to change it now. But maybe a trade. They move, they get Yannick.
I was hoping that Signy would be able to go and speak to them.
I could try again, but I might have to ask for help.
How do you need?
I mean, from him. And I take the box out.
If you are able to get through to the Elva, ask them if what we have spoken about would be agreeable to themselves. And stress that, of course, that if it isn't, it will undoubtedly mean, in one way or another, their complete destruction. We are not in the habit of killing Vaesen when we do not need to kill them, as this is their land. This was their land first.
Okay. I'll try again.
Instead of the Spurs helping you, would Max be able to help you instead?
Maybe? We can try.
So,
We're doing a teamwork. Are we all gathering to do a team seance?
Let's all hold hands.
should we head out to the forest, as opposed to doing it here?
Mm-hmm. I think that would be best.
And on the way back, I'm going to see if I can find something nice to buy Vivica. As a way of apology.
It wasn't my fault. You told me what to say, I said it. Max is looking very aggrieved. I even rolled more dice than you.
Max, I mean, kind of statement. We'll start heading out.
What is your plan, all of you?
Head to the forest. Try and contact the Elder again.
Is Max going to lead you?
To the forest? Yeah.
Yeah.
To where they live, yeah. Because I know where they live.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought it's like important to ask so that I can move all the tokens into the right place. Alright. You follow the path out of the town. You head into the forests. And Max leads you down a trail, a dirt path. And it opens out into a clearing. A clearing that, in its very centre, is a huge thicket of roses, surrounded by a ring of toadstools. Fireflies gently dance overhead, and there is the gentle sound of lapping water.
Colonel, meet the Alva. Alva, meet the Colonel. Digny, I sat on this, and he points at this log over here. I sat on this log here when I last contacted them.
Okay. She will head over and sit on the log. Same as before.
Okay. Signy, describe how you try to access the other world.
Same as before, I'm gonna take a sniff of the roses as I'm right near them. I assume I can smell them from here anyway. I'm gonna close my eyes and picture where we've been before and try and mentally walk through it in my mind. And I'm out loud, kind of begging. I'm just gonna say, we really need to talk to you. We want to help. I want to help. And as I try and move further, hoping that will help me contact them, I'm going to walk forward closer and closer towards the roses in the middle. Kind of like physically and mentally trying to move.
Colonel, you feel very strange. You begin to feel lightheaded. The world begins to spin a little bit. There is the sensation that there is not quite enough air. And the feeling escalates very quickly. From you feeling a little strange to feeling very unwell. You feel like you need to start coughing. Like you're desperate to start coughing. In fact, there is a moment where you realise the reason that there feels like there isn't enough air is because you can't breathe. Like, almost like you don't have any lungs. Like there's no room in the lungs because they're completely filled with something else. And you realise you can't even gasp. You can't even call out. There's nothing you can do. And the world begins to get very small very quickly as your vision tunnels. You have a second. What will you do?
I will holster my rifle and fire it into the air, just to try and get someone's attention, to try and break whatever Signy's doing, and break her concentration.
You rummage for your rifle. You try to get the safety off. You get it into your hands. And then you hit the deck. And everything goes dark. A single gunshot echoes out through the night. And it is right there that we're going to go for a break.
What the?
We are going to go for our break in the session. We're going to have about a 15-minute break. We are a tiny little bit early, but I just couldn't resist the urge. I couldn't resist.
Thanks for that. Fill me off.
So we will dash off for a little bit over 15 minutes. Quarter to the hour. Is that okay with everybody? Quarter to the hour?
Yeah.
All right, lovely. We are going to run off for a short break. We're going to have a short rest, roll some hit die, drink some consumables, eat some foods, and then we will be back at quarter to the hour. We will see you then. And we are back from our short rest. We've rolled some hit die. We've had some consumables. Some of us have had health potions. Some of us are beyond the assistance of a health potion.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It was great. I loved having you everywhere. This was the cast, everyone. The Colonel's dead.
I'll see you all later.
You can get your RIP Colonel merch in our merch store.
Colonel merch. I'm gonna see when Zhuzha. When you watch this episode, we need a Colonel with just dead cross eyes. We don't because Colonel. Whoop. All right. You hit the deck. And as soon as you do so, you almost immediately awaken. You awaken in a strange world. All around you, pressing in on you like an incredibly heavy, weighted blanket, is the smell of roses. You open your eyes to wild colours, vivid and dancing, twisted, gnarled briars of roses reach up overhead. Vines, butterflies, fireflies. It is like some strange fairy tale dream. And then suddenly you remember that you couldn't breathe. Sitting up with adrenaline speed, you double over and completely empty your lungs of river water. It pours out of your mouth down onto the floor below you. And when it is finally finished and your lungs completely empty, you take a great gasp of air.
Okay. I'll take my time. Can I see anyone?
No. There's no one here. You're laying on a strange, elegant... It's not quite a bed, it's almost a chaise lounge. But it's not quite one of those either.
I will stand up, move away. Change lines, and I'll just kind of spin around, trying to look for anyone, and just kind of, hello? Max? Signy? Is anyone there?
This strange fairy tale world is completely devoid of life except for you.
move more central.
And it is probably about now that you will see a staircase rising to a great bower of briar roses, and you will see a figure inside. There is a great blood-red throne, and a huge creature sat upon it. Long, elfin, and elegant, but clad in armor.
I'll make my way to the base of the staircase and just give a bow. And then look up to see if she's noticed me. Oh, it's noticed me.
Come. Stand before the new Perusa Thronen.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yay! Spelling! Compound nouns! Love it.
Yay! Dyslexic. Okay. I'll make my way closer, and then another bound before them. Forgive my intrusion. I was hoping someone that you'd met before would be here.
Yes. We sensed them. But more importantly, I sensed you. And in good time, for you were dying.
So the spell that on me had not been broken. Thank you for saving me.
You are welcome. But do not be too filled with joy, for you and your kind will not last.
When is the flood coming?
Soon.
How can I stop the flood?
You can't.
There are innocent people down there that mean you no harm.
There were innocent people in here that meant them no harm.
I agree. Is there a way we can come to an agreement?
I don't know. That is the other reason why we've brought you here as opposed to your companions. For I sense war around you.
Yes. It is why I want to keep both our people safe. The one you refer to as the darkling, who has corrupted your people and turned them into an army against you. He is your main target, yes?
A main target. It is small and simple. I am unsurprised that a mortal can think in such small and simple ways. They are all of them our target. Anyone and everyone who seeks our demise. We will not go quietly into the annals of time. We will not be forgotten like so many.
They do not know that they are hurting you. They do not know that he does. And he is willingly doing this.
Doesn't make it any better. So, Warman, how do you think we should stop the conflict?
I wish to offer a trade. I don't want to see any of our people die. So, if I were to bring the darkling to you, alive preferably if I can, powerless, so you can do with him whatever you wish. I would like to leave the town alone. Council of Flood, pull it off. In exchange, you then also move, so that this flood does not hurt you in any way.
And why should we move? We have dwelt here since here existed.
They do not realize what they do.
That doesn't make it any better.
That is right. Unless I can convince them to reduce the size of the dam, would that appease you so it didn't damage your shores?
You have seen how close the water is. It need rise only a little, and we will be consumed. It seems only fair to consume their homes in water, to drown them, to wash them away, like they so foolishly wish to wash us away. Where would we go if we were not here?
Alas, I do not know. I do not know where your people prefer to be, what lands they prefer to occupy. I am ignorant, I will admit. Same as those people down there are ignorant, for they do not realize what they are doing to you, but you are choosing to kill ignorant people. I wish to merely stop this, in any way I can. I am offering you the darkling.
I will make you a deal. Bring us the darkling. Allow us to rescue our people. And then we will leave we will leave our home of millennia and find somewhere else to live. On 2 conditions. 1, that the people of the town know our sacrifice and remember it. And number 2, that you forfeit your home. That you must surrender the place that you live and move somewhere else, never to find your home again. Like us. Do we have a deal? Time grows short. It hurts, doesn't it? To be asked to leave one's home forever.
Us. I cannot deny it is a hard choice to make.
It seems fair, in my opinion. You ask us to leave our home of homes, where we have dwelt for all eternity, so that the small and meaningless humans can continue to destroy the earth in their ignorance. Well, what say you, war man? Are you willing to lose your home as well? There
Yes.
is no right or wrong answer.
I'm not willing to lose my home, but it is a fair trade. I will bring you the darkling.
She steps down from her throne and she moves with an incredible amount of grace and fluidity. And she steps towards you. And as she does so, she goes from this towering creature to a creature about the same size as you. She leans all the way in until your noses are nearly touching. Her skin is white as snow, and she has eyes that are like a cat's eyes. And she stares at you. And then she she says, "Then if we have a deal, we must seal it with a kiss."
One last request. That I lose my home after I have given you the darkling.
Deal.
I guess so.
It is a wild experience for the Colonel. Like, we are talking fairy tale power kisses here. Kisses that wake people from the dead. Like this is, we're talking like, you know, in the scale and power of like a true love's kiss. It is an absolute experience for the Colonel, and it leaves you nearly, like, as the kiss finishes, it is overwhelming. So much so that everything around you seems to just swirl into just colours as you struggle to kind of maintain your perception of the world following the power of the deal. And then you hear her voice once more. And she says, "I'm changing the deal. You have known a great and terrible amount of pain already. Find us a home. And you too can have yours back." And the voice fades as as your vision fades, as everything around you seems to just collapse in on itself. But all you can remember is the voice ringing in your ears as you fully comprehend the deal that you have just made. In that you will give them the darkling. They will rescue their people. And then, for as long as they are homeless, you will be too. We return to the woods, where everyone is gathered around a colonel who is, like, just laying on the floor.
Clear! Clear! I think I need to give him the kiss of life. I think this is my time, my calling.
Oh my God.
And I lean down. How's my breath? It smells fine. He's never going to notice.
It is the power of a true love's kiss that awakens the Colonel from his death-like state.
It's just like in the fairy tales.
Colonel, you wake up, still in your mind remembering the kiss with the wild rose, And I fully imagine you kind of wake up in your dreamy state, still being kissed. And it takes a moment or two for you to realise what is happening. Like, for you to open your eyes and see that it is, in fact, Max who is trying to save your life.
I will kind of wriggle back as much as I can at that point, in shock of the change more than anything else.
True love's kiss. We have waited 40-something episodes for this. Just saying.
Thank you, Max.
Anything for you, of course. I know you've been in the Navy and have done all sorts of things, so this is probably the least of the things you've ever encountered.
I have never been in the Navy.
You're a seaman.
No. No. No, no, no. The colonel's trying to compose himself now, trying to work out what's going on.
Oh. We've lost the GM.
He's gone. He's gone.
I'm having to turn the fan up. I'm having a hot flush. It's all this romance. It's killing me.
Where did you suddenly stopped breathing and passed out? I was exceedingly worried. Signy was indifferent.
What?
I met the Wild Rose.
I am crying here, just to let you know.
I've made a deal. They have agreed to cancel the flood and to move on. If we bring them the darkling alive, we have some kind. The people of the town know of the sacrifice they have made of leaving. And that until we find them a new home, I will have no home.
Katie is not gonna like this. I can hear her voice already.
What was I to do to save the people?
Well, I
But then-
understand. I'm just preparing you for when we get back and your barred entry to everywhere you want to go to, because some elvers have decided that the rose bush you found them smells a bit too much like the wrong type of rose.
I'm aware.
Okay. Person with hernia in box that doesn't exist.
Yes.
What? That laugh?
This is too much for my... I'm exhausted. And you people are pushing me to the edges.
You say that your thing in a box can do things. Obviously, we don't want the Darkling dead now. Yannick we're on about, by the way, just in case you haven't been keeping up. I know you're of the fairer sex and all. It's the 19th century. Max is a... Yes, anyway.
Just Max is just Max, really.
Mm-hmm.
In order to be able to remove his power, we are going to be able to... We need it, whatever it is, to remove his power. But to also give us the phylactery to destroy.
Is there no way that we can do that rather than asking?
If you two want to grab an arm each, I'll smash it.
I mean, if I can help.
I don't want to put you at risk with whatever this thing is.
I mean, if you are gonna help me get rid of him eventually, maybe he can be of use for now.
I
He
don't like
was
to test
super
that.
keen to kill him though, so
I feel a better punishment for him is to be left in the hands of these Elva of these demon spawn that he sees.
I have one question. Admittedly, I don't deal in all this high, powerful stuff that you two clearly are involved in.
Mm.
But if we're going to tell the villagers, the town people, about the Elva anyway, why can't we encourage them to move the dam? Or not build the dam, so they can live together?
Did you believe any of this before you saw your Spurtus?
I mean, we were a pretty convincing act. But no.
I am convinced the town that there is a force that they cannot see.
But the Elva want you to tell them anyway.
And to tell
How are you
them
going to
we
convince
shall.
them they're true?
We don't have to convince them of anything. We just have to tell them.
Are the Elva happy with that?
I am hoping I can work some way into renaming the dam. So it incorporates them into it. I'm loving the GM's head going up there. I feel like a 1.
I hadn't even thought of that. I'm like, that's yes, that's a really good idea.
I mean, I trust you. I look at the Colonel and only the Colonel.
The shade.
I trust you. You promised my mum at the end of the day, so no one's silly enough to go against her. But I came here because of them. Because they contacted me in my dreams for help. If you think we've got this, then we've got this.
We've got this.
Okay.
So, game plan.
I mean, am I asking him for help?
If you can think of another way around it, I'd rather do that.
Just keep him in your pocket and say to strip his powers when we need to. Because the phylactery is not his power source. It's just a tool.
Not to mention, if he was able to tell what you had on you, he might have some way of preventing the Spurtus from doing its power on him.
I don't think anything can stop him. Can it? I'll sort of question out to the nothingness.
Plus also we have a debt to fulfill as he did try to kill you. Twice.
Yes. That's why I'd like to see the Elver torture him.
That would be nice.
I might stick around a little bit longer than needed.
I'm kind of just going to wander off, ignoring the rest of this conversation, and get the box out. Is it empty? I'm assuming.
It is not empty.
Okay.
Inside the box is your Spurtus. It is like it's all folded up inside this little matchbox that you have. They're so creepy. Yeah, it's inside the little matchbox. It is really long. Like, it's got a really long body, like a caterpillar's body, that is black, glistening and oily on the top, and juicy and yellow underneath. Its body is then that of a great beetle with loads of little beetle legs underneath, and then two tiny little insectoid arms. From its back are two leathery little bat wings, and its face is a combination between a little old man and a wasp. And as you open the box, it unfolds, and crawls with little clitty-clattery legs out of the matchbox, growing a little larger as it does, so that it theoretically, like, looking at it, it would not fit in the matchbox, even though seconds before it was. And it crawls out of the matchbox and then up onto your hand, where it kind of curls its caterpillary tail around your fingers, and it looks up at you.
What do you want?
I'm going to recoil a little bit, as I haven't seen it for a few days. You're back. You know what I want. You listen to everything.
I didn't go anywhere. I'm always here.
Then you already know what I want.
What do you want?
Can you strip someone of their power?
Of course.
You were there when we met Janet. Can you trap him and strip him of his power? No killing.
Yes.
What do you need from us to do that?
Nothing. I never need anything.
Oh, apart from one thing. And then I'll spit in my hand and give him some spit.
It like crawls like, and it comes down and its mouth opens with all these little mandibles, and it like properly like nibbles away as it consumes the wad of spit you've just given it.
Do you want me to do it now?
Oh, I don't know. Yes. What, you can bring him here?
I can trap him and strip him of his powers.
Where he is right now.
Yes.
Where is he?
At home.
If this is the only way I can be of help, then yes, do it.
Done.
And the Spiritus just disappears the next time you blink your eyes. I need you to roll me a d6. There's no helps, there's no hinders, just a d6. Four. Okay.
That's it?
That's it. That's all I
Kind of
needed.
just give herself a once over. Spin round a couple of times. And then run back.
While she's over there,
Oh.
I'm gonna. Sorry. I'm gonna look at Max. Do you really trust this creature that she has?
Not in the slightest.
Because you really want her using it?
If anything is going to help us, I believe it will. And if anything's going to know how to get rid of it, Gator will. I've
Well,
never heard
library.
of what this is. It's not something I've come across within the library because I've not known to look for it. But
Nor have I.
if anything, Gator will be able to help us, and if not, the library will provide. It usually does.
We'll do what we can to save her. I don't think Gallico's lying to us with what it says it could do.
Oh no, the Rose and Crown, Rose and Cross. Sorry, Rose and Crown's a pub. It's
a nice pub.
Apparently so. Sticks in my head. The Rose and Cross, as we well know from the reports of the other members of the society. Look at what happened in chapter 2. I can't remember what the what her name, what she was, what they were up against, but we would have been told about it.
Mm-hmm.
The changeling. Oh, troll and the changeling, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, it was the changeling. It was the changeling chapter, but I can't remember what the Rosencross woman was.
Oh,
Oh god, you're gonna make me go and look in my book now. That was a while ago.
Was a while ago. We weren't in it, so I didn't make any notes.
yeah,
She was a Hexajager.
That's it.
that's the one.
Yeah. So we would have had feedback about the Hexajager. And these are Thursday's children at the end of the day. We don't even know what we're capable of fully yet.
This is true.
The society was wiped out by these people. Even if we fill the halls with research, they will always have the front foot.
It's a discussion for when we are back. What we do about them.
Indeed.
They seem to pop up everywhere.
They're probably keeping an eye out for the same things we are within the newspapers and telegrams.
Let's just get some payback on this one. I'm guessing at this point we kind of look up and see Signy kind of doing a little dance around looking at herself.
Oh yeah, I've spun around twice and then she's been feeling quite obviously down, but she feels a little bit perky, I think, and she might have actually helped for once. And she's going to come running across going, we need to go, we need to go, we need to go, and just run. This way.
I'm guessing she really needs
Are
the
you
toilet.
coming?
Is there not a good enough bush? Like, honestly.
We'll run out. If she's running, we'll run after her.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Alright. So. Okay, it'd be back into town. Right. You head back into town. I'm assuming that's where you're headed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
running straight for the house.
Give us a second.
Whilst looking back and just saying, he's at his house, he has no power. We just need to get there. And like nodding and running.
You made the deal?
Yeah. But I
Thank you.
have to help.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
Unless you stop me, we're going straight there.
No, we're going straight there now.
I stop at the door though.
When you arrive back in town, there is a noticeable difference in the atmosphere. The moment you step into the houses, that feeling from the dam of being watched hits hard. From the corners of your eyes, all of you, on every rooftop, every alleyway, every little hiding spot you run by, out of the corner of your eye, something skitters away. Just before you're able to see it.
As we're running, I'm going to be like, he may not have any control over his creations anymore. They might fight back against him.
Or he might be watching us. We must be quiet.
We need to get him back as quick as possible, though. if he has no power, as Spertus is saying. I'm doing this in as low a voice as I can while moving through the streets. If he has no control over his creations, they might bite the hand that feeds, so to say.
Down the door, sir. Bash down the door. I know you've been wanting to use to do that for a while.
I'm just going to try and open the door.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Okay. As soon as you arrive
At
at
least we didn't knock.
as soon as you arrive at the house, Signy, you feel like you get that feeling like the thing is right here by the side of your head, and it says,
All done, just as you asked.
And now might be the time to ask about the payment.
There's never any payment.
Of course.
It is done.
and you feel its presence disappear. Guys, do you turn to look at Signy when she's talking to no one?
Max doesn't bother anymore.
But the Colonel does.
Yeah. Because you'll think it's her.
Signy's skin is so terrifyingly pale that she may as well be almost translucent. Like, she is terrifyingly pale. Like nearly grey, like the colour of a corpse. That kind of grey colour. And as Signy finishes talking, she looks at you and there is like a puzzled look on her face at the way that you are looking at her. Because your face is scrunched slightly, because not only does she look like she has died, but she is bleeding from her ears, from her eyes, and from her nose.
Shit. Signy, how do you feel? Signy?
Do I feel okay?
Yeah, you feel absolutely fine.
I'm fine.
The Colonel's got his handkerchief out and is trying to dab the blood away.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
There's a lot. Like as soon as the Colonel interjects, it's like that. It's like that moment when you have a nosebleed and you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, and then you're like, holy moly, it's coming out. It's like that.
I'm just gonna start panicking and
I can deal with her. You deal with him. We need him out now.
I will look at Signy for a moment longer and then I'll run inside.
Signy, what does your panicking sound or look like? I imagine that you're not going to be like, oh dear, I'm in a pickle. You're gonna...
oh no, it's like, what the hell? Help me! And I'm literally, don't you? I know what I said. Fuck off. Shut up. Right.
GM,
Yes.
the southern path, I'm guessing, leads to where the river would meet the sea. Well, the river would meet the fjord.
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna just lead Signy straight towards the river.
Okay. So you're going to lead Signy away from the house.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. You're going to lead a hysterical Signy away from the house. Signy, I need a force roll from you, please. You do have a help, but I need a force roll.
Please fail.
What?
Oh my god, Sharda.
Why can't I find it? Oh, there it is. I have a help, did you say?
You do have a help.
Thank you. Oh, but...
Okay. You are going to take a physical condition because you're bleeding quite a lot.
Okay.
Okay. So as Max leads a heavily bleeding Signy away, Colonel, what are you going to do?
I'm going to charge into the room and try and find Yannick.
Okay. You charge at the front door, and it holds completely solid. It doesn't even it doesn't even wobble or make a door sound. Like, it's like you hit a wall.
Is there glass windows looking out onto the street? I'll try and smash one of the glass windows.
Okay. What with?
The butt of my rifle.
Okay. You smash the butt of your rifle into a window. It doesn't even make window noise when you hit it. It sounds like you hit a wall.
Fuck. And just kind of, can I see any kind of runes that are inscribed on the outside of this building?
Nope.
Can I put my hand on the woods at all?
Mm-hmm.
Am I touching the wall, or can I feel it as I'm resisting and pushing away from my hands?
Ooh, good question. When you put your hand on the door, you do not feel wood. If you were to tilt your head ever so slightly, you would see about 1/2 centimetre between you and the door.
I'm going to move my hand along, so from the door across to the wall. Well, sorry, away from the door onto the wall. Does my hand touch the wall from that point?
Nope. Every time you try and touch the house, your hand stops about 1/2 centimetre before it reaches the house. It feels completely solid, but it's completely smooth.
I see darklings. I mean the
You
Yeah,
might
I'll-
not be able to see them, but you know they're there.
Are
They're
they
all watching you.
Are they on this house, or are they on other buildings?
They are not on this building. They feel like they're all around you, but behind you, all watching you.
I'm going to step back and try and look on the roof. Just see if I can see any there at all.
There aren't any on this building.
Are they on the building next to it?
Yeah, out of the corner of your eyes, as soon as you step back, you see them, like, scurrying to hide. But there's no movement on Yannick's house.
Oh man. I think.
Everybody, give me a vigilance roll. There's one hinder among all of you.
Jeez. Who wants the hinder?
I guess it would make sense for me to take it, considering the state I'm in.
Yes.
Turkey.
Fair.
All right.
I have a
Vigilance
success.
rolls.
I do not.
Signy has a success.
This does make perfect sense.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, the rolls aren't updating, Luke. There you go. Now they are.
I don't know why stream. I'm so sorry. OBS and I are falling out this evening. It does make sense. Max, Signy, you're walking through the street trying to find somewhere to take Signy to help her cut. There's no one on the street. No one.
This is very eerily quiet for, I'm guessing, this time of day.
In fact,
evening.
you didn't see anyone when you arrived on any of the streets. Where is everyone?
We're going to start walking back to the colonel. I kind of like do a loop in this town because I'm guessing Signy would be the one that would be like, "I'm bleeding. Oh, where is everybody? I'm bleeding."
The whole time you walk through the streets, you feel them following you.
I'm gonna just speak out to them and be like, "Could you help with this, please?" And point at Signy. I refer to her as a this at this point because like she is state.
And nothing happens, but they're all watching you.
Bloody Vaesen. Can I see the colonel?
Yes.
Shoot the door!
Are you shouting that down the street?
Oh god, yeah.
I will load the rifle and shoot it. I will, however, make sure that I am doing an angle. If it was to ricochet,
It comes straight off into me. You wait, he'll get you to roll for it now.
I know he will.
If he gets a fail, it hits Max.
You draw up your rifle, point it at the door, and open fire. There is a resounding bang as the gunshot goes off. It echoes through the completely empty town. You hit something, but it isn't the door. The bullet pinging off of some force that is surrounding the house. And there is an echo from the gunshot. As the sound of the rifle firing fades, a gentle rumbling like far-off thunder slowly begins to roll its way into town. Suddenly, that thunder turns into a bang and a roar as the whole town begins to shake. an earthquake rips through the town, the ground beneath you moving side to side under your feet. It causes you to stumble in surprise. Signy bumps into Max, who grabs hold of Signy and steadies the pair of them. The Colonel catches his feet, and as quickly as it comes, the earthquake tails off. That rumble fading to a distant, far off sound. And if the earthquake didn't bring enough adrenaline to all of you, it certainly does to the Colonel. You see, the Colonel made a deal, but didn't discuss a time frame. And time is running short. And it is right there.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen.
We're doing it! We're doing the thing, everyone! We're doing the
Not
horrible
here.
thing! And it is there that we are going to bring an end to tonight's session.
Pick.
I thought I did so well in negotiations.
They're Fey folk.
They're
It's
the
like
fountain.
trying to,
Yeah,
it's like trying to make a
time
deal
moves.
with the Tooth Fairy.
Yes, pretty much.
When she comes to your pillow holding a £20 note going, I need change and a hammer.
Oh, God. What a session,
Bloody
guys.
Absolutely freaking amazing.
You
Amazing.
three, like, we've had a little bit of time off, and you three have just hammered this out. Thank you so much for genuinely being beyond incredible. I'm gonna say it with some excitement, I think. We're definitely in the home straight.
Yep.
This is
Feels
it.
it.
In every episode, there is a point where it turns into a roller coaster, and it is a fast and furious race to the end. I think we're there. We're definitely there. I'm so excited. It means that it's going to be adrenaline-fueled, super gripping, and Chapter 6 is soon to be coming to a close. And that does then mean that we will very soon be drawing our prize giveaway, as we will be drawing the winners for the giveaway on the last episode of Chapter 6. So I think you have got it maybe next week. Who knows? So do tune in and carry on buying those tickets to enter into our giveaway. But for now, we are going to do our normal rounds. Max, who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Hi. So I've been playing Max this evening, and my name is mutinous_Mikey. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. Usually I have a camera on. Tonight I'm very, very tired and didn't want to yawn on camera for loads of people to see. I just want to say a massive thank you. This has been absolutely amazing, and I got to, flirt with the Colonel even more, which is brilliant, and put Signy in her place, which is even more brilliant. But I absolutely love Amy and Jack, and thank you very much, Luke, for bringing this all together for us.
You're very, very welcome. Signe, who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
I'm Amy. I've played Signe. You can't find me anywhere. I'm very anti-social online and afraid of technology and the internet. I don't want this to end. This has been such... Why is everyone laughing at me?
Because Mutinous Mikey put in chat, hashtag she doesn't matter.
Right.
Love you.
I had to mute myself while I was doing it because I was laughing so much.
So harsh.
God, the sass.
Well, thanks to everyone except from one person. See, the internet is so cruel.
There are trolls no matter where you go.
Yeah, I know. I don't go online and I still find them. No, I really don't want this to end. I'm really enjoying it. However, I think Signe is probably ready.
I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad. Hopefully it means that we'll see you in more chapters to come.
Definitely. Signe is ready for this chapter to... Bless her, she's had a whirlwind, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. She's learnt some life lessons.
She certainly has.
No, it's great, and I'm really enjoying it. Thank you very much.
And last, but by no means least, Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton, also known as Colonel Sniffington. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
So yeah, I'm Jack, also known as Viking Jack. I have been playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton, the officer. You can find me on Instagram under jmbarber_the Colonel, though I don't post anything up on there. I am on social media, just invisible.
You're there as a spectator.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah.
Hashtag he's busy, says chat.
This has been absolutely incredible. So many twists and turns with it. The intrigue has been amazing, as always. Thank you so much, just everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. I guess I'd better do myself at the end. I nearly always forget, but I should. I am Loki. I have been your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. You can find me here on the Society, where I am a GM for all of this ridiculous shenanigans that we get up to. I apologise for the trolls that I discover I now have. I will contact the Rose and Cross to sort them out. You can also find me over on Grumpy Battersby's channel here on Twitch, where I am, instead of the GM, I am a player. And I am playing Flink, the criminal genius mastermind hacker in Grumpy Battersby's world of 2000 AD and Judge Dredd. So you can find me over there every Thursday at 7 p.m. UK time. If you want to see me as a player, come on, swing on by. We have just as much ridiculous fun over there as we do here. But we're going to head on over to the credits so that we can say goodbye to our incredible players, Wave players, and we're going to head on over to the credit roll. Here we go. The credits are going to roll over here. So all of the incredible contributors to tonight's episode will slowly filter up here. If you would like any of these incredible resources at your tabletop or in your game, please do go and check them out. In the meantime, I'm going to remind everyone that we are running a competition we have the big anniversary giveaway, which we are currently running in stream. It is to celebrate the fact that we have been streaming now for just over a year. And we have 3 incredible prizes up for grabs. We have a signed print by Johan Egerkrans, the artist behind all of the Vaesen artistry that you see in the stream and in the channel, and in the Vaesen RPG rulebooks, if you have them. So we have a signed print from the incredible Johan Egerkrans. We also have a custom map built for you in Dungeon Fog by me, the GM, and we will do it live on stream as we have done for our previous custom map winner. And lastly, and possibly most exciting of all, is some society merch. That's right, we are giving away a society, a piece of society merch from our merch store. So do join into the giveaway. We will be drawing our prize winners at the end of chapter 6. We will draw all 3 winners right then and there. So please do make sure that you are watching to claim your prize. We will be back next week for more mystery and intrigue. Same time, same place on our channel. Right, let's find someone to raid into, because otherwise I will waffle on unnecessarily. Here we go. /raid. VIE. VIE. VEN. TAR. Viventar. Right. Oh, I didn't even know. See, every time we... Sorry, I'm talking to the people in my head, and chat can't hear them. We are heading over to Viventar. When I hit enter. Yeah! Who is playing the Mass Effect RPG? I didn't even know there was a Mass Effect RPG. So, they are a British LGBTQIA+ streamer who is playing the Mass Effect RPG. Let's head on over. Let's head on over right now. We will hopefully see you next week for more fun and frolic, so do tune in then. But in the meantime, let's head on over to that raid, and I hope to see you next week.